So I want to talk about promises. Are they forever? Like diamonds or love for 50% of Americans? I don't know. But I know that when it comes to making a promise to your customers, you do that through your API and what they expect. So today, I'm going to talk about expectations and promises, the customer promise that we make when we give them an API. So we're talking about promises, customer promise, and this is where we enter the discussion about backwards compatibility, which is actually, I think, a little bit of a fallacy. I don't think we should talk about backwards compatibility. I think we should talk about how customers decide what changes they get and when they get them. So there's a thought, right? So whether it's backwards compatibility, semantic versioning, or whatever, the actual thing we're trying to discuss is how do customers decide to get a change and when do they get that change? So some people think that backwards compatibility means that they can add whatever they want, whenever they want. And I want you to ask yourself, if you went to bed one night with one person in your bed and you woke up with two, would that be okay? No, because adding things that you're not expecting is not okay. So backwards compatibility is not about being able to add whatever you want. It's about making sure that when I choose to do the next thing, that the thing I did before is okay. How's that for some spicy stuff? So backwards compatibility means this. The thing that I built before works with the new thing, right? It does not mean that I can sneak something new into the old thing. This is a really important distinction because I think that most of the ways we build APIs today are all about sneaking changes that I am just quite frankly too scared to version into the thing that you're already using. So we're going to talk a lot about backwards compatibility, versioning, blah, 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 blah. But here's what I want to make sure we don't lose sight of the customer, right? And so if it's hard for us and it's easy for our customer, it's probably the right thing. And if it's hard for our customer and easy for us, we probably screwed up. All right, so here's the deal. Backwards compatibility, this is a really important aspect of this whole discussion, means that we are not going to add things to old versions of whatever we're doing, okay? Now, forget semantic versioning for a minute. We're going to talk about that in a future video. What it means is that if you have released an API version, let's say 2025-10, right? I am not going to, in November, add a net new field to that. Instead, I'm going to cut a new version when I need to do that, add that new field. I'm also not going to make things that I supported in 2025-10 go away in 2025-11. That's the spicy take. All right, so I intend to talk about versioning in a future video, but here's just what I want you to walk away with, right? Backwards compatibility does not mean you surprise your customer. It means that you give them a way of moving forward without having to do work, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit more about how versioning fits in all of that, but here's the key takeaway for you today, right? Like a good pizza, there's no surprises. It's just good. And when you're ready, you get the next feature. That's the promise that we're trying to make with our APIs. So, I'm Stan Lemon. I design APIs. The pizza's pretty good too.